The 5 principles of love, truth, peace, freedom, and justice was established by the Honorable Prophet I.S.L.A.M in the early 1900s. For the Moors of North America and the rise of the Moorish paradigm, the rise of North America, universally, also the world over. And with these 5 principles, Noble to Ali single-handedly, just with the establishment of these 5 principles, pretty much changed the whole future of how the planet is to rise. Now, these 5 principles are solutions to a lot of most of the issues that we have going on. And the main issue that has been going on the last 10 to 15 decades, 200 plus years, are political, religious dogma, the suppression of Moorish history, Moorish paradigm, and the bloodline of the Moors, or Asiatic beings that identify as Negro, colored, and black, 2 continents, street names, etc., etc. Now, because we identify and we have chosen not to, we've chosen to deal with the protocols of the world, the cares of the world, anywhere from entertainment to indulging, in our lower selves. We all like to enjoy. We want to enjoy this life. We want to enjoy what we're doing in these bodies. You know what I'm saying? We're born, come through the portal of our mothers, implanted by our fathers, and we incarnate here. We come here, and we want to indulge the benefits. We go through the benefits because it's here on this planet Earth, all right? However, we have to have there has to be a balance to things, all right? Excuse me. But the Noble Prophet brought these 5 principles of love, peace, freedom, and justice, specifically for the Moors of North America, because we failed as a world civilization. All right, we ruled the planet. Once upon a time, we ruled the planet, and we were in the modern age, the first civilization to lay down culture, the sciences of the planet, sciences of the universe. Pretty much we had many cultures in ancient past, all the way thus far up to 2024. Well, actually in 1776, when we lost all culture, all identity of ourselves. That was the beginning of us losing all of our culture, all identity of ourselves, and we began to claim the names of Negro, colored, Negro, colored, and of course the term black, which in those times, even in 1776, when we lost our nationality, our identity, black being pale or black, and this is certainly researchable on the etymological online dictionary where you can check it out if you choose to. And I believe we mentioned that on previous podcasts. All right, so this is That More Stuff podcast. I am Terry Phillips Nation to Hell. And the name of this podcast is, we're going to name this podcast, I Am Not Negro, Colored, and Black. All right, that's what we're going to name this podcast. I Am Not Negro, Colored, and Black. The Moors of North America that declare to be black. Most of it is social. It's a social pretense. And it was pretty much because we were born into it. We heard our aunties and uncles and mothers and fathers, cousins address us that way. We've been addressing each other that way. We've been addressed that way in the public school system. The Rockefeller curriculum school system addresses Negroes and blacks. And then in the late 80s, became African American in popular circles in the public sector. So with this identity or not identity, this social term of black, we have black respect. And I know a lot of people that listen to anyone that may listen to this podcast. You may be like, Terry, we know we ain't black. We know this already. We hear everybody saying it, Mauris. That's how y'all talk about it. We not black, and so, but obviously, everybody ain't got it yet. You know what I'm saying? We still identify as black. If all the knowledge that we have, our people, respectfully, we identify as black people or colored people, and it's not at this point. It's really not. It's not for lack of education, because we have, of course, the social websites. We have all the social websites, and you have a lot of different learning tools. Right now, you got AI, artificial intelligence, is rising real tough, and a lot of people are using these tools of intelligence to get a lot of answers, to make a lot of money, and do a lot of different things. And so we already know we're using it for, to get information on history. We're using it to get information on finances, economics, on a lot of esoteric information, a lot of things that the three-letter agencies are trying to hide. The AI tools and the internet, man, it's putting out a lot of information. And then, of course, you got the other social websites, the TikToks, the Facebooks, the X's or the Twitter. You got all these websites, and with all these tools, we got the universities that a lot of us go to. We attend colleges, we get these PhDs, etc., etc. Yet we still call ourselves black. Still identify as black. All right. Now, free will. Let's tap into free will real quick. In regards to free will, look, this background noise. All right, let me just give you guys listen to what's going on. I'm driving. I'm on the road right now. I'm traveling on the road. I'm working. Of course, I hold a CDL, so I decided to just do a quick podcast. Well, it won't be quick, but do a podcast real quick before recording. while I'm traveling. And so I'm near Tennessee territory in the south, part of Texas territory. So you hear a little background noise. That's the truck. Has some technology on it that may make some noise or speed noise. Anything that goes off any phone or any other, right? So at any rate, all right, free will. All right, so we're not in 2024. This is the last physical cycle, last physical 3-month cycle of the year, of the Christian calendar year. And it is 1444 Mauris calendar year. And the month is December. And we're 10 days from, about 10 days, 10 to 11 days from the winter solstice. All right. So, very rising to the dawn of winter solstice, the new year winter solstice. All right. So back to the subject at hand. We're not lacking intelligence at all, not anymore, because we have these tools to educate us on who we are. We use these tools now daily. What I'm saying? And we know that we are, Moors, Aboriginals. We know we're the ancient people. A lot of us do know this, and we still don't. We still choose to practice otherwise. We still choose the brand system of dealing with things, even on paper. We still have people identifying as black and brand systems on paper. And so the good thing, the one good thing about that, the only thing I can think of is that, and the reason I say it on paper is because, we got to hear people writing articles, writing articles, and about the Asiatics of North America. And within those articles are, on posts, Facebook posts, Twitter posts, Instagram posts, identifying themselves and others as black, and colors, and Negro, et cetera, et cetera. So, and I'm not, personally, I don't come against anyone's free will. If you want to identify as that, that's fine. I'm not trying to convict anybody, or I'm going to say this as much as possible, I'm not judging anyone. However, we do expect, we like to appreciate as a whole. And it's not really about how much money you have. I think that there are a lot of people realizing that now. It's not really about how much money you have, although economy does matter. Bigger, Nobel said a bigger nation can rise to the highest level of spirituality. Meaning that, our economy got to be straight. We got to have our pockets right. All right. However, millions and millions of dollars, it doesn't give us respect. It doesn't give us a civilized respect as a nation of people. All right. We are, although other cultures follow us, they follow our trends. They emulate us. They want to be like us, et cetera, et cetera. However, there's this lack of respect that still goes on. You know what I'm saying? There's some people who say, well, it ain't because we call ourselves black. They just don't like us. They just this. It's just that, but, well, I would respectfully rebut that, because we don't identify by a flag, like, the people, if you look at it, the people that usually show us their lack of respect, they have a flag when it comes to dealing with their lineage. You ask them, anywhere from European to Mexican to Puerto Rican, our Arawak or Taino brothers and sisters, you know, who are us. There's really no separation as it pertains to bloodline. However, you know, we deal with them, you know, they got a flag. You know what I'm saying? Well, us, Mauris of North America, we claim to be a black people, but we have no flag. And there's no black nation. Right. Now, there's a lot of people heard this before. There's no black nation, of course not. There's no black nothing in regards to us. The American, the North, banner, the United States banner, well, that's a banner, and it's researchable. You can look that up. The United States banner is a banner. It's not a flag of the nation. All right. Now, the White House knows that. The president knows that. You upcoming president, traitor Donald Trump. Donald Trump knows this. Everybody, they all know it. You know, they know that's a banner, United States banner. It's not an American flag, although it is termed or referred to as an American flag. But anyone that deals with us, you know, our other brothers and sisters, they usually have a nation, they have a flag to identify their culture or their nation, their nationhood, and their unity. The key there is unity. All right. And on the Aboriginal sense, when it comes to the Moors of North America, some of us that identify with our tribal names, which is good. It's a good start to nationhood. All right, and having a tribal flag to identify your tribe, your section, where you come from. All right, and you may call yourself, you know, whatever nation your tribe is. You'll call your tribe a nation. For example, the Anawanita and Blackfoot. You know, they may call themselves they call themselves the Cherokee Nation. All right, Blackfoot Nation, the Moors, etc., etc. However, it's a tribe because a nation is a collective of a whole. All right, a collective of a whole. Even in Jamaica, they have different tribes, i.e., even from the historical standpoint, the Tainos and not versus, but the Tainos and the Arawaks, two different setups. They may do things slightly different, but it's the same people, two different setups. All right, two different type of cultural practices in some sense, maybe mostly alike, but I mean there's some distinctions there, right? And so what we're lacking as Moors in North America, who identify as flag, is a nationhood flag, which we're not really lacking. We have that flag, which is the Moorish flag, flag of the Moors, the red flag with the 5-point green star. 5 points are symbolic of planet Venus, which encompasses a feminine or creative energy. The 5 points represent are symbolic of love, truth, peace, freedom, and justice. All right, and this is a nationhood type of symbology, and this is what helped in the early 1900s. And the flag, this particular flag is over 10,000 years old. Now, some research areas tell you that the flag is over 50,000 years old, which I'm inclined to believe as well, because the Moorish nation was suppressed after 1930. The protocol of the Moorish nation, the information within the Moorish nation was suppressed real hard. And so with that, you have to, when you do your research on things and you see different levels of information, you don't want to just, you don't want to go with just one all be all on the information. You want to take in, be open minded when you look at, dealing with your heritage and your information, right? But with the flag, Mauris flag, it is a national, and they don this flag. They do don this flag in Washington D.C. in what is called the Benjamin Franklin Room. I believe that's what it is. The Benjamin Franklin Room. They don this flag. It is not. Now some of us think it is the flag of Morocco in the east. The flag of the Kingdom of Morocco in the east. All right. But that's absolutely not the case. Now, I did some research where, we do talks with some of the African nations. We do business with them. However, politics over here are not about the kingdom of Morocco over there in the east. Most of the politics over here have to do with the Moors of North America who identify as black. And the proof of that, and this is the proof of it, all right, I'll give you the proof of it, that you deal with it, we all deal with this proof every day. Every day when we're, going to get hamburgers or chicken, groceries, buying new cars, buying new shoes, Jordans, J's, etc. We deal with phenomenon every day, and the proof that the politics of North America, of the presidency, is about us is the back of the dollar bill. And so the back of the dollar bill has two symbols on the back. If you look at the back of the dollar bill, it has the symbol of the eagle, which is the United Nation, and a symbol of the pyramid, which is the Mauris nation. All right. Now, you're paying Africans. You're paying Africans. They deal with the pyramid. All right. And within giving their information, their level of information on the pyramids, Kush, ancient Kush, stories like Mansa Musa, they'll give some great information. Some of the brothers and sisters that tell the histories of the African secular curriculum, information paradigm, all right? And they'll talk about the pyramids, some of the great monuments on the planet over there in the east, all right? And they will attribute pyramids to our lineage, all right? And if you think about it, if you look back and you think about it, no one else, just you think about it, no one else claims those pyramids. You know what I'm saying? Like whenever we're the only ones really that have claimed those pyramids. That's one good thing I can say about the brothers and sisters pushing the African paradigm, although I don't support it, the African paradigm, because there's not enough proof that we came as a whole from Africa, that the pale skins brought us over here on a boat. There's not enough evidence to prove it. However, the Pan-Africans in this, I'm not name dropping anybody, they've done an excellent job attributing the pyramids, with 3 points, triangle, pyramid, to that to us in Ireland. You know what I'm saying? And that has proof of us being what you want to call the leaders of the human race, of the leading category within the race, or our history. It's just like our history put right in our face. And that's where I would, that's one area that I would appreciate, in bringing that information. And so, the back of the dollar is a representation. It's back of the dollar with the all seeing eye at the top of the point. You know what I'm saying? On the back of the pyramid, and that's the start. That is the emblem of the forestation. That 3-pointed pyramid with the eye on it is the crest of the forestation. And so that's the evidence that politics of North America is about us. All right. And you can do your research on the Mauris still, type it up on Google. Particular pyramid will pop up, but if you look with it, I'll put the pyramid connected to the anthem, on Earth. On the top of the pyramid, the bottom portion of it, which is symbolic. There's a lot of different symbology put out there about it. But the main one that's taught is that it's symbolic of it's symbolic of the head of the Moors, of the consciousness of the Moors being disconnected from their bodies, which is highly accurate. It's accurate that our consciousness has been disconnected, our Moorish consciousness, or our Aboriginal consciousness, or anti-Aboriginal consciousness has been disconnected from the body, and from our psyche, to the point where the last 100-something years we've been begging the Europeans, for anywhere from recognition to, I won't say 100 years, I'll say maybe 70 years, 60, 70 years. They've been asking the Europeans for recognition and recognize us, to tell us our identity, tell us the truth about things, give us money, give us this, give us that, But one thing we never asked the Europeans for was proof, first off, that we're blacks. There's no proof on that. And second off, that they brought us over here on a slave ship. They brought us hundreds of millions of us over here on a slave ship. Now, there's more than us. There's more of us in North America than just a couple of million. By the way, newsflash. All right, this is why they're so tough on us, because there's a lot more of us than what meets the eye. We're just concentrated in cities, i.e., concentration camps. All right, is what you can call a city. Essentially, is a concentration camp. All right, cities is in cities there are higher concentration of the population, so you can call it a concentration camp. That's what a city is. Right? So they hadn't proved that they brought all of us over, on slave ships. And so with that being said, the politics of North America is absolutely about us and our hidden identity. And the land here in North America, they didn't take the land from us. They took over the land they took over our state. And the background story behind that is that it's deep. I won't get into the deeper portions of it. However, you know, do some research on some of the tribal wars of North America. You know, look up some of the tribal wars of North America. And that was a Moorish nation fighting the fight within it. We were fighting each other within ourselves over here in North America. And after we had, you know, pretty much decimated each other back and forth. You know, you got some of the wars of the Civil War, some of the other little skirmishes, almost 400 years of war, man, here in North America since starting around the 1600s, man, different tribal wars in North America. The Europeans, you know, politically, man, they did some masterminding using our sciences, using the sciences of the Moorish nation, which is our Aboriginal sciences. And pretty much, man, they took the keys, they took over. And some evidence of that. And so it's a different story to that. You know, we enslaved them first. All right, we did them bad first. Karma, that was part of our karma. Was them taking over, you know, and putting us through some of the same things we put them, you know, within their society, you know, that they're running. So they took over, and some of the evidence is that the Constitution for the United States of America, they adopted that Constitution. And the fact that they adopted that Constitution, you know, you may ask, well, why did they have to adopt it? Well, because it already existed. That Constitution already existed. And that Constitution alone didn't come from the quote you know, the so-called Indians that they put on TV, you know, called the Indians with the God's robes, you know, and, you know, it look a little bit like the European, you know, brothers, the African brothers. That's not their Constitution. All right, their Constitution evolved from our Aboriginal Moorish law. That's where it comes from. And the great law of peace, it is an Islamic law. It is law of myself, law, and master. That's what Islamic law is. A person's belief that Islamic law is religion, some religion of Islam, even though within the religion of Islam, there are some protocols of universal law where certain things are done. Or universal law, but they encompass their religious practices within it, right? However, the Constitution comes from the great law of peace, which is our Aboriginal Moorish law. It evolved into the United States Constitution for America, which they call the United States Constitution of America because of all the amendments they make to it. They make all these changes to it. And then start calling it the United States, the Constitution, the United States Constitution of America, right? So, with that, you got them pretty much with, you know, 18, the late 1800s, man, they was winning. You know, Europeans, they was winning, man. They started putting things together. They spent in Reconstruction, and part of that Reconstruction, huge part of that Reconstruction is us being black. You know, us being black, meaning changing the black, changing the meaning of black from meaning pale to, you know, African American and, you know, all these other things applying to us, pretty much, you know. So that was where our fall apex, pretty much, with them taking over and things were great for them, and then you got the huge sellouts, you know, with our people. Jumping from our Aboriginal lineages over to the Roman side of things, the Rome side of things, and there was a lot of what we would call selling out, more infighting with us, and pretty much, you know, it really gave us a huge apex of disunity. Disunity just went superior after that. You know what I'm saying? And then that's where you have all the different groupisms and different protocols of separation. You have birthing in the 1900s of the three-letter agencies, you know, coming around, and got agents coming in within the any movement that we had. You have the agencies coming in from the three-letter agencies, and just, you know, getting information that just pretty much disrupted things. So you got that whole protocol going on. You know, they're coming in, disrupting things, and keeping the Moorish nation at bay or sleep. All right. And so that's where things evolved to where, you know, and there was a point in time where some of our ancestors doing the Civil War, so not the Civil War, but yeah, the Civil Rights era. You know, you couldn't call them black. You know what I'm saying? You couldn't call our people black because, yeah, some areas that could be in a fight. You know, but you get some fight. You don't call it our people black. And so you had that level of things as well. And so then, you know, superseding and moving on up to the 70s and the 80s, where, all right, you know, we pretty much, we identified as black full scale. You know what I'm saying? Full scale black. And then your brother, what's his name? Jesse Jackson. Your brother Jesse Jackson. He came through and he said, we gonna start calling ourselves African American. And so there's some factions within the Moorish nation. And you know, and then, of course we don't support that nowadays, and you know, we're not Negro, color, black, African American. However, you know, for me, I appreciate the fact that he at least tried to get, you know, Mr. Jesse Jackson, that brother, at least tried to get us to stop calling ourselves black. You know what I'm saying? And you know, we no longer will call ourselves black. And at least he tried to do something, even though we're not, you know, I mean, two continents. Nobody else is two continents, African Americans. But it was an attempt to establish something outside of the black protocol. And as I evolved into the Moorish nation myself with my personal studies, I began to appreciate what he do for his people. You know what I'm saying? Despite some of the other things that manifest on the surface, regards to Jesse Jackson, that was negative. That positive part of what he did, I certainly appreciated that. And I could show a level of appreciation, although, we're not two continents, you know what I'm saying? And so, moving to the year 2000, we're starting to hear more information on the Mauris paradigm, and the fact that we're aboriginal. You know what I'm saying? We've been here. A lot more of the Asiatics are speaking out about this. Different classes up and down North America about the fact that we're Moors and we're aboriginals, etc., etc. And so this is where some of the schism operation, what you call schism operation, started working its way back in to these particular protocols of us declaring that we're not blacks. You know what I'm saying? And then all of a sudden, black. You know what I'm saying? I'm black. We from Africa. This and that. But the we from Africa thing really surfaced itself in the 80s with the Roots. Early in the mid 80s with the Roots movie. If anybody had saw that, the movie the Roots, I think that was it, Roots. So with that, and then moving to 2000, that's when things really start hitting real good within the awakening. Yes. So anyway, back to the Mauris flag. We have a whole flag, we have a whole nation. All of us we claim and declare that we're the tribal names. Those names that we claim and declare, the Cherokees, Blackfoots. We got some Moors, and I think it was North Carolina sector. We got some Moors down there. They claim that they did a great job declaring their nationality and their tribal name, their tribal flag, and also the flag of the Moorish nation. So what I'm talking about tonight, on this podcast, their portion of the podcast, I'm not in the political flag, is that when we declare our nationality as Moors, or we declare our tribal names, within the Aboriginal segment, we also claim a nation. We have to claim a nation with that. Now, with the ones that declare to be the African country, all right. If you want to be, you try to get your DNA, a DNA protocol or a DNA test, right? And with that DNA test, you found out you was from, your daddy was from, Uganda or South Africa or something like that, or East Africa. You found out you got East African lineage, all right? Well, there you go. Why not claim a nationality on your East African lineage? You know what I'm saying? Why not declare that? Declare an East African, or Somalian. I think Somalian is East African. We got Somalian lineage, from East Africa. So why not claim their lineage? You know what I'm saying? And have a nationality. You know what I'm saying? And you notice when the Africans come over here, they have, they get a lot of benefits. And it's because there is substantiation to nationality. They come over here as nationals. You know what I'm saying? They come in as nationals. And they sign it up as nationals to be under the jurisdiction of the United States. And then in some protocols, they don't have to be completely under the jurisdiction of the United States. That may be if they're under what you call diplomatic status or working in the private sector or something like that. But they're operating on nationality. Some Mexicans, although they're from North America, they operate on nationality, national principles. It's Mexican period. Of course, there's that name Latino, Latino within things. And so you got those parts, all right. But however, there's that portion of things. You know what I'm saying? And so that you claiming Africa, you claiming the beef from there. You do the DNA testing, and that's a whole nother story with the DNA testing, where you got, they found some, they found some things about the DNA testing that's not so good. So I won't get into that. However, you can use that. You can use DNA testing, some aspects of it, to identify either from Africa or North America. There's protocols to that DNA testing thing you can use to support your lineage. All right, there's evidence or support of your declarations and your proclamation lineage in North America or in Africa. You can use it. If you find that by your lineage. So, why not do that? If you claim to be African, why not claim it in It's a South African. I was born in America, so I'm a South African American. They have no people because there's actually a South African nation. They have a flag. They have a creed. They have a whole protocol to their nation. Somalia, they have a flag. They have a nation. All right. So if you want to be from Africa, you can do it properly. Claim the nationality. And I was born here in America, so I got some protocols. I got some jurisdiction here in America. A little bit of my lineage is here in North America. And I'm claiming, and that's proper. Instead of being flag, Negro colored flag, where there are no protection and there's no unity because there's no flag, there's no creed, there's no protocol. It's better. It's even better if the Aboriginal protocol is even better to do that because at least a tribal flag is better than no flag at all. You know what I'm saying? The tribal flag is better than no flag at all. Calling yourself flag and identifying as two continents, street names, football teams, identifying as all this stuff, blocks, what I'm saying, street blocks, and politically and from an identity perspective, it puts you in a bad position. It puts all of us in a bad position. So us dealing with our Aboriginal protocol and having a tribal flag, and that's it. A tribal flag minus the national flag is even better. It's better than being identified as flag and not having nothing. There's no black flag. There's nothing. And the RBG flag is not a black flag. It's an RBG flag. It's a good. I like the flag. I like the approach to it. Unity, but it's not a legit. That national flag is active. It actually has something to do with our lineage. All right, and the RBG flag, I appreciate the approach to it. I appreciate the protocol. I do support it. So my head after brothers and sisters bringing it. But however, excuse me, our national flag is what we have to have for our personal political salvation over here in North America. Because the lack of nationhood is where, you know, the Roman colonization of governments over here, or sections have us beat. They have us beat out with it. And then, of course, the social disunity with us, that's also part of it as well. And so, to pass any type of disunity, with at least having our, you know, our tribal flags together, tribal connections, and our national connections through Forest Nation, which is a national flag, a nation's flag, that which is actually our flag. Forest of North America that identifies Negroes, colors, and flags. It's actually our flag, and it's our nation's flag, and we want to take advantage of our birthright. It's a flag of our birthright, and it gets us away from all the past systems that has kept us suppressed, mentally kept our consciousness on the level animal level. Some things, an animal, I call it an animal process, is what I call it. Excuse the noise, please. I call it an animal process, where our consciousness has been pertaining to this youth. We got the agencies working against us, and we working against ourselves through these agencies to stop development of colonization of frequency. All right. All right. Next topic. Let's talk about some of the. All right. So we know that, you know, somebody is not so good things on the hands on the world. Or getting some not so good things. And so the thing about the history or our lineage, and when we're dealing with the truth, we're dealing with what happened, we're dealing with wrong, our pale skin brothers and sisters, we're dealing with the effects they had on the effects of all of that, on how we feel while we're going through all this, while we went through all of that, quote unquote, hell that we've been through. All right. Now we're not pointing fingers. There's enough things going around. However, let's just let's deal with things in this manner. So our ancestors, who are Mauris, without doubt or contradiction, and this pertains to pedigree and and culture for the most part, because the Mauris culture, we had 50 cultures within the Mauris culture. So just because we don't identify as more, some of your ancestors didn't identify as more, they still practice some of the Mauris culture. We just didn't remember. We lack memory of dealing with our culture. So at any rate, about some of the history, some of the things we had of our ancestors, and some of the things that they did that was not so benevolent. It wasn't good for us as people. They did some questionable things in regards to us as people that we weren't part of, that we didn't agree with. It actually might have had a huge
had that huge flight, a huge reason. I guess you can say that. A huge amount of reason in us falling. You know what I'm saying? It was responsible for a lot of our what we went through. You know, in this life, in previous lives, or, you know, what happened in the last 15, 20 decades. And so when you have some people, some of our people is putting out information about some of that, you know, our ancestral paradigm, the Egyptian paradigm, the Moorish paradigm, the Aboriginal culture, you know, and we'll talk about how some of the ancestors, some groups sold us out. You know what I'm saying? Some groups, you know, this group, Egyptians, did this group, Egyptians, this group of Moors, you know, there's gonna be some information about, you know, about, excuse the noise out, pardon me, I'm on the clock. So you have some groups, it's gonna come out, you know, about some of the Aboriginal ancestors, some of what they did, some of what, you know, some selling out that they did, some of what the Moors did, you know, specifically for the Moorish nation, we taught the Albions everything they know. All right, we taught them the alchemy, the secrets of alchemy, the secrets of what they call magic. It ain't magic, it's high science. You know, ain't no such thing as magic. There are only protocols of high science. And our European brothers and sisters call it magic because they ain't never seen no craziness like that. You know, they call things like that. What they call it? Simply, is it Satanism? It's a word they used to use, man. You have to use some word, man. We call that something. They call it something. Magic. It wasn't magic. Well, it was magic, but it was something else. Sorcery. Yeah, they call it sorcery. They call us pulling the energies from the universe. They call it sorcery. You know what I'm saying? Evil. It's evil sorcery. Witch. This was some of those names. Alright, so you know, the Moors taught our brothers and sisters, pale skin Europeans, secrets of alchemy, government principles, taught them all this, and boy, they use that against us hard. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, we're gonna hear those stories coming out about the Moors, about some of the Aboriginal ancestors, you know, some of the crossing over the wrong, selling out, you know, working against our own to get the land, give up the land, get the land taken over, you know, unaliving of our own, things like that, you know. Ain't gonna hear about things like that. We're gonna hear about all of this in the future. But that don't mean they ain't our ancestors. You know, some people, you know, we may talk about them as if they're not us. But them and those groups are us. All right, those groups of people are us, and none of them are black. None of them were black. You know, none of them identified as black. You know what I'm saying? You know, they might not have called themselves Moors because, you know, during those times we spoke some of our mother tongues, some of our mother tongues and dialects, Arabic, things like that, and for that our tribal tongues. You know, and which there are different names when it comes to tribes, Aboriginal tribes. We have different names for our tribes. We have different names for different protocols within our tribe, and we have different names for the language of our tribe. So, but usually over here in North America, the distinction within some of the dialects used with Latin, anywhere ranging from Arabic to Latin, you know what I'm saying? And that's the easiest way to pinpoint when you do your historical research on some of the things that were spoken. And so Spanish is Latin. All right, Spanish is Moorish Latin, and Moorish Latin was transliterated in a name as pertaining to an identity sake or for naming a language. It was transliterated to the name in Spanish, called Spanish, because originally, before we started speaking English, we were speaking Latin, and after Latin became Old English. We had Old English as well, and Old English, which is forms of Latin and different languages in one, pretty much is what I've researched. So at any rate, all of these languages have similarities within the language, because essentially it's the same language broken up. All the languages are broken up into different parts, you know what I'm saying, and put into one language, in a sense. And it all belongs to the Aboriginal before pretty much on this planet. So you have that protocol going on. But anyway, yeah, we're gonna hear some of these things coming out, and because the negative information comes out about our ancestors, the reason it comes when the information comes out, that's an opportunity for us to heal. You know what I'm saying? To heal from that, from some of the bad things that was done during those times. You know what I'm saying? In the past. It's an opportunity to heal from past traumas within our lineage and begin to acknowledge the things that happened in the past with our history and our lineage, some of the decisions that our ancestors made that were not so good, that affected us for the negative. All right, with that, we want to move forward and begin to forgive some of the things our ancestors did and make sure it doesn't happen again. The point is to make sure history doesn't repeat itself. When these stories are told, history don't repeat itself. There has to be some protections put in place. When we do things going forward, we have to put protections in place to ensure that these things don't happen again, that we don't fall again. And part of these protections is us evolving ourselves and raising ourselves up from a moral perspective. Now, how do we do that? Acknowledge, we begin with dealing with ourselves. Of course, we got the shadow work, et cetera, accepting ourselves for who we are from a bloodline perspective, not character perspective. No, I'm not talking about that. I ain't talking about that. We are to fix our character. Not stay stuck in the muck with this ugly character and treating people like crap. I ain't talking about that. You know what I'm saying? And not accepting an ugly character for what it is. No. We're supposed to evolve ourselves out of that at this point. As far as how much money you got, how pretty you think you are, how beautiful you are, how handsome you are, how much you got going on. You got to look within yourself, not necessarily. Ain't really necessarily about what others think about you, because a lot of times they just Sometimes people say things and do things, just because you do something for them. They may, push your ego and tell you certain falsehoods about yourself. Or it could be true, somewhat true. But that don't really help your shadow work. Or you look at yourself, or accept yourself for who you are. So, at any rate, uh, look at within yourself and accepting and evolving and advancing yourself has to do with dealing with yourself. And that is a protocol that we need within raising ourselves up as a nation. It ain't really just about claiming a flag, claiming our aboriginal lineage or our tribal lineage, because if we hadn't fixed our character, history will repeat itself. I mean, the ether's working, nature is working for our benefit. But when you try to unify, if people haven't got their characters together, we still run around gossiping about people, ain't trying to help them. Why you gossiping about them? You ain't helping. It's always good to have talks about what's going on, but why sit around and gossip about people's downfall and you ain't trying to help them, or you ain't trying to help them, or just talk about, all the negativity out there, nothing positive, and you always negative, and lack any type of positive approach to things. Why not? What are you doing? What are you trying to get accomplished? Just like being negative. So you want to evolve yourself out of things like that, And part of us advancing and evolving ourselves as a nation is character based. All right, and not that you necessarily have to be weak, or there's nothing about that. It's just about your character. When no one is looking, who are you when nobody's looking? When nobody's looking, pretty much. That's where you start your shadow work. If you don't know for people that don't know nothing about shadow work, all right, I'll give you a drill on how I begin my shadow work. I wanted to be who I am when no one is looking at me. That's the beginning of your shadow. Right there. That's who you are. When nobody's looking, you ain't gonna get no cookies or whatever you're doing in those moments. No cookies, no recognition, no not, no acknowledgement, no nothing. You there with yourself. Behind closed doors, behind where, although there are entities looking, watching all the time, but I'm just saying, that's the beginning of your shadow work, where nobody's looking who you are, what you're doing, what you're saying about people, what you're dealing with yourself, how you address people when they ain't looking, what you're thinking about when you're not around them. If you wish them well, for real, just doing it just to be seen, or just for some kind of cookies. I mean, that's your business. I ain't nobody. I've been guilty of some things in my life. All right, I've evolved away from it. I don't preach. I ain't talking against nobody. I'm just saying. I'm only explaining what the beginning of shadow work is. It's when ain't nobody looking. So this is where we begin to build our nation up and our nation builder. It ain't really. I'm not just really talking about declaring your nationality as a board and you cover. Or as an aboriginal for your tribe. And you good. That's it. You done. No. Whoever told you you made it in this life, in that body, lies for you. just because you declare your nationality, or you declare a tribal lineage, or you join the organization, or you made the football team, or you made trillions of dollars. You made it. Oh no, you had it. Because if there's anybody that can make you angry, oh baby, you ain't made it yet. you ain't made nothing. You ain't evolved into you ain't made a logic. So it's all about evolution of the self, spirituality, bettering yourself, your moral compass, your character, how you treat people when they're not looking, certain loyalties, working on yourself. And me personally, I'm still working on myself. I'm never studying, never working on myself because I want to be the best version of me. This body, this particular life. And studying on our Mauris heritage, our ancient past, we were a highly technological, powerful, intelligent nation of people that dealt with alchemy, the sciences of the planet, the sciences of the elements, the ethers. We knew all of this. We innately knew all of these things, dealt with these things, just like we run back and forth to the kitchen and eat, just like we go to the restroom, we go to football games. We dealt with these high sciences. And so we have to get back to that, that house, pretty much a household name. Just like a household name, just like everybody, most of the people in North America had Bibles in their house. Well, we got to get back to where most of us in North America, especially the Asiatic Moors who identify as black, most of us have dictionaries and encyclopedias. It's hard, have things like this on our hard drives. Have these, better to have books just in case, some kind of grid interruption, what I'm saying? Extended grid interruption of, power, which I trust it's not going to be, but hey, this is interesting. These are interesting times we're in. So, I'm not declaring it or putting it in the I'm just saying. But it's good to have books, to reference like that. So we want to have, getting back to raising ourselves up to higher levels. And it's important to do our shadow work and begin to correct ourselves. And also recognize yourself on the changes, the slow, subtle changes that you made with your character and how you treat people and actually try. And that's always good. All right. And so that's how we begin our nation building is with ourselves. The other one over Drew Ali said, when you have studied and studied well, and you ask me what to study next, or reply yourselves. Again, after that, he said, I will reply again, yourselves. So, Noble Drew Ali emphasized that we study ourselves over and over and over and constantly. And it seems that that's a lifelong journey of experience, trial and error, figuring out certain things. Not that you necessarily figure it all out. There are opportunities for you to get a lot of knowledge, but it's not really about figuring it all out, because to do that, you would have to live in one body on every aspect of this planet, which is not, there's some technologies out there, but I don't know that that's organically possible, all right? So you just do the best you can, like as much as you can about yourself, study yourself, all right? So that's essentially what nationhood, the beginning of nationhood is about. Studying yourself, honoring your mothers, your foremothers, and your forefathers, your ancestors, which is essentially honoring yourself. All right, we're honoring ourselves. And we have to unify. We have to begin to look past our differences. There are instances in business, where me and other people, we just don't disagree. You know, there's a couple of people that I'm doing business with, and we look, man, we go back and forth sometimes on some things, but we still doing business. You know what I'm saying? We still doing business. We try to, you know, reason to continue to work with each other, just and then just to, you know, kick each other to the curb, because that's what we do anyway. We are what I've noticed, what I've noticed with the Moors of North America who identify as black. It's easy for us to walk out on things and give up on each other and kick each other to the curb. Now, i.e., hey, listen, some of us are knuckleheads. I get it. Some of us, you know, we trying to swindle each other, man. Just be out there, just wrong, man. Just, you know, trying to, you know, cheat our own people out of money, cheat out, you know, sleeping with each other's wives and husbands, brothers, you know, sleeping with our brother's wife, sleeping with our wives' husbands, you know, sleeping with sleeping with our sisters' husbands, you know, it's just rough out here, you know what I'm saying? So we gotta correct these things. You know what I'm saying? We ain't supposed to just sit back and take being worked against and in business, being cheated. You know, we gotta stop working against each other and start to meet each other halfway. At least meet each other halfway. Right is right, wrong is wrong, whether you like it or not. It ain't about what you like. It ain't about what I like. You know, there's a whole lot of things I don't like. You know what I'm saying? However, some of those things are necessary for us to raise ourselves up as a nation. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of things I like. There's a whole lot of things I don't like. A lot of the things I don't like are necessary for us to raise ourselves up. And it gets us out of the comfort zone. And we're not going to evolve in the comfort zone. What happens when we get in the comfort zone? I can tell you what happened to me. When I got in the comfort zone within my eating, normally when I get in the comfort zone, I get fat. You know what I'm saying? They go to stick it out, man. You know what I'm saying? So I eat, and I'm enjoying this food. Ooh, it's good. Oh, I feel good. I ain't gonna work out that much. You know what I'm saying? I'll do a little workout here. Eat me some sweets, relax, watch some TV. I don't do none of that. But that's what used to happen. I get in the comfort zone, and then I get fat. And symbolically, this is what happens when we get comfortable, we get in comfort zones, you know, get comfortable with things. We sitting on top. We see ourselves sitting on top of things, and we're in a comfort zone. We get fat, get lazy, get complacent. Complacent is another word for that. All right, I mean, I don't get to get derogatory. I'll clean it up. But, get complacent. All right, for the people that are confused, or whatnot. So, and complacency doesn't, usually don't grow from complacency. We are cosmic beings, created to evolve, to ever evolve. Especially if you're in these carbonated bodies, that we have. These olive colored bodies, thick lips, kinky hair, Asiatic Moorish Aboriginal bodies that you call black. We are built to evolve, and our women, they are the strongest examples of this. Women, our mothers, our sisters, are the strongest examples of evolving, ever evolving, and not being complacent, and growing yourself spiritually, growing yourself spiritually and dealing with yourself in a shadow work type of capacity, when no one's looking, know, who are you when nobody's looking? Who are you? You know, what are your thoughts when no one's looking, when no one's noticing? You know, who you were you know, noticing you and they're not thinking about you by yourself. That, you know, that's what you have to deal with. The realness within yourself and evolve from there. You know what I'm saying? And our brothers, who are you, you know, when the women ain't looking? You know, your other brothers ain't watching. They're not dealing with you in mind, in vision. You know, who are you then? Who are you by yourself? You at the house, you at the gym, alone, working out. You know, you on the computer studying your heritage, or you studying, you know, school work, college work, stocks, you know, your business, you're a lawyer, whatever, you know, by yourself, or you just in solitude, meditating, you know, who are you, what do you do here? You know, what's your character, what's your, you know, what is your moral compass, where do you hope to be? This is how we evolve ourselves and raise our nation, right? And so, with us, you know, dealing with things in this way, we stay away from the places. We're ever evolving ourselves, and we're beginning to deal with ourselves as a strong, powerful nation, and nation with it. And within all of this, we can deal with our nationality. You know, whether you want to claim Africa over there or the Africa over here, because the Africa over here is absolutes. It's absolutely Africa over here. And so that's another podcast for a later date. You heard me say that time and time again. That's another podcast, Africa over here. And it's a lot of nobles, man. I appreciate those nobles. Within the Mauris culture and within the Aboriginal culture, putting out information, you know, about the fact that Africa is over here. We're standing on Africa. We're standing on Egypt. Which Egypt, original name for Egypt is Akuta. Akuta, which translates to the house of the spirit of the top. Spirit of the top, house of Haiku. Ka is spirit. Haikuta, house of the spirit of the top. And so, you know, I like to send my peace, Islam, I.S.L.A.M to brothers and sisters out there, man, putting out that powerful information. In all of y'all doing a great job. I watch all y'all on YouTube, you know, on YouTube, on TikTok, Facebook. Y'all doing an excellent job telling the people the truth. Keep up the great work. You know what I'm saying? Tell the people the truth. It ain't just stage anymore. It's you know, it ain't just our people. It's you know, we got some of our Mexican brothers and sisters putting the information out there. And, you know, of course, the Europeans, they put out some information. Don't try to listen. I'm going to make the Europeans tell the truth. And the Eagles ain't right. The Europeans are doing an excellent job. You know, putting the information out, telling the truth, telling the hard truth. You know, they don't care. They don't care what some of their own people are saying about them and how their own people attacking them for telling the truth. They coming out and taking risks, man. You know, families get to, you know, dismantle. They still happy up for something happy. I'm telling the truth, man. So I just wanted to recognize, you know, the people telling the truth about North America over here. You know what I'm saying? The fact that it is Africa is over here. So moving right along, yeah, man, we want to evolve ourselves and declare our actual nationality, our actual lineage that was suppressed, and evolved as a species, evolved back to where we were. You know, that highly technological, advanced state of being, spiritually advanced and technologically advanced. Not just technologically advanced, spiritually advanced too. Now, our fall was because we began to lack our spirituality. We started leaving our spirituality behind and just started dealing with technology. And we failed. You know, that's part of a later podcast, right? A later podcast. So, move right along. Let's deal with the fall of the Moorish heritage and the suppression of the Moorish heritage. All right. Now, within my personal studies, this has been since 20. There's some mighty Moors in this Moorish movement. They've been in this movement 50 plus years, 40 plus years later. Damn, I'm talking about studying. And I've learned from those movements, Moors meaning more. And I've only been in, it'll be 11 years next July. 11 years. Was it already 11 years? Maybe 2013? Yeah, so that'll be maybe 12 years next July. So only, a little over a decade, I've been studying our Aboriginal heritage and which is the Moorish movement. And so within that, man, dealing with all the perspectives. There's a lot of different perspectives. There's religious perspectives. You got of course, the lineage perspective, which brings about the bloodline, which is the bloodline, and the educations within that, have to do with,